Hello, arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. Tonight, we're going to do my 76th Chill and Chat live on a Sunday evening, and we've got a very special guest tonight. We've got PDubs Arcade Loft in the house. How's it going tonight, PDubs?
I'm exhausted, man, but I'm gonna push through. I'm so tired. I was working on the bathroom and the flooring and the painting and remodeling and it's been a rough day.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing earlier before we went live, how you were doing all this housework and redoing your whole house, it sounds like.
Yeah, the goal is by this is August. The goal is by Halloween to have the entire upstairs remodeled.
Very cool.
And then take the rest of the year off, and then starting in January, do the whole downstairs, right? So the whole upstairs is getting renovated, and then the whole downstairs, hopefully next year. Going to take the last 2 months of the year off because who the hell wants to be painting and flooring and doing all that stuff, changing out fixtures and fans and vanities and cabinets? Like, who wants to do all that during the holidays, man?
You got family coming in town. Yeah. You're spending time with your friends. You want to have that stuff done with by the time the holidays hit.
Yeah. So I'm exhausted. I'm sore. The good news for you and your audience is I will not be screaming into the microphone tonight. But I am here.
Yeah, you were amped on Friday. We had just gotten that news from AtGames, and man, you hit the floor running on that.
Yeah, I like how they backpedaled the very next day, where they came out and made some announcements, and they're like, "Wait, guys, don't call it a fix. We're not saying it's fixed. We're saying it's improved." I think they're just trying to CYA, cover your ass. I think they're just trying to, but we'll talk about that when we get to AtGames.
Yeah, we've got a lot to discuss. I was going to start with Arcade1up, and then we'll get into AtGames shortly after that, but we've got a lot to talk about with that. I also want all the viewers to know what's going on, because with AtGames, some of this stuff can get complicated, and want to make sure everyone's on the same page, know what they're getting into if they get an AtGames. JJ's here. It looks like Restream changed some stuff up too, because I noticed the colors are different on the chat, and I'll need to go back and fix that for next stream. But it says, "Hey P-Dubs, what are your thoughts on the Evercade EXPR delay? I thought it used the same CPU and screen as the EXP that came out last year, but they removed the features like HDMI, etc. So why a delay?"
So, from my understanding of their delay announcement, it was they have a bunch of units ready to go, but there's some sort of manufacturing defect, and they don't want to release them that way. Mm-hmm. So they said it's going to be delayed while they fix whatever the issue is. So, kudos to companies that do that. I hate it when companies send out broken shit. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited about. I'm pretty excited to hear that. Hey. At least they're going to fix the issue before they ship it out to people. So, yeah,
I thought that was a good sign, that they're not just pushing it out and, just hoping for the best, that they're actually going back and reworking things that were wrong with it to make sure it's perfect. That's actually a really good sign. The delay sucks, you don't want to wait after you've already pre-ordered it any longer than you have to, but if it comes ready and it's perfect and you like it, that's, what you really want to see when you get it. You don't want to be upset or unhappy with the product. So I fully support the delay. As long as it's going towards improvements, things like that, that's okay. If there's something, the company's doing wrong that delayed it, then that's not good. But it sounds like this was like a parts issue. There was something involving the final product, and they have to go back and fix it.
I'd have to go read the announcement again, but I swear they said there was some sort of defect going on that they had to get fixed. Mm-hmm. And they gave the whole speech. We don't want to send it out broken, because remember, some of the Evercade VSs, Evercade EXPs, not the EXPR, the EXPs. Mm-hmm. When those got released, some of them had an issue where you couldn't get your cards in and out of them, the cartridges, because the slot was cut too small on the back where you slide your cards in and out. Mm-hmm. So I think they don't want to go through the same kind of issue, right? Because they got a lot of bad press for that they released it that way. So
now, something else I've heard about their what was the handheld called before the EXPR? Was it just called the EXP?
Yeah. So if you want to go backwards in time, you have the EXPR, the EXP, and then the original. It was just called the Evercade handheld originally. So
Okay.
there's been 3 versions so far, not including those little tiny hyper mega touch handhelds.
Super Pocket.
Those are a different product. So versus the actual official Evercade handhelds.
Yeah, I heard something about the sound on the EXP, that the speakers weren't, I guess, putting out enough sound, or maybe it was a little too low.
You're talking about the EXP?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. I think the audio could be better on that one for sure. Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
see what this EXPR looks. I really like the look of it, like the black case rather than the white. That was the one reason I didn't get the EXP, was I didn't like the white case. I wanted the black. So this is a darker
yeah.
color. It's not going to pick up like the dirt and grime from your hands as much as the white will. Because I actually use my portable devices on the go. Like I take them
Yeah.
all around with me. So the
Well,
white really isn't good for that.
yeah, yeah. When I flew to Chicago a couple of weeks ago for my nephew's wedding, I took one of the Evercade Hyper Mega Touch handhelds with me and a couple of cartridges in my carry-on bag, and that kept me entertained on the 3 hour flight there and the 3 hour flight home. So I like having little handhelds to carry with you. You know what I mean? So.
Hmm.
And the good news is if you already own an EXP or a VS, you really don't need to buy these unless you really, really want to. This is just a lower cost model to attract more customers because they want to sell more cartridges. The more units they have out there in the field, the better licensing they can get, and their licensing just keeps getting better and better. The last, I would have to say, 18 months. So many great games and partnerships between Capcom and Tomb Raider, and now we got another game coming out here, which we'll talk about in a few minutes as well, from the same people who do Tomb Raider, right? Like
Hmm.
great partnerships. Evercade's on a roll, man. You got to be happy for them, considering there's so many ways we could just download and play these games for free. I mean, albeit illegally, right?
Hmm.
Like you got to give them credit that they've been so successful selling legally licensed games, and they're doing quite well. I'm sure they're pretty happy over there. So
Yeah, I think they've really stepped up this year, and they put out some really good titles, like with the Tomb Raider. That really caught my eye because I used to play those on my PC, and those were like some of the amazing games you could play on PC back then. That really kind of took the graphics to the next level. And then one title that really was one that I enjoyed on the PlayStation was Soul Reaver. I played that game all the way through, and when we got that announcement this week on Legacy of Kain, I was really interested now in the Evercade because this was one game I played all the way through, and I would love to see it played on a different device and see the differences. How well is it going to play on the Evercade? I can't remember when I played Soul Reaver the if it had the dual analog sticks, or was I using the D-pad back then? And I was reading up on it a little bit, and it
well,
seems like on Reddit, most people were saying you didn't use the dual analog sticks.
it's a PlayStation 1 game, right? So
Yeah, PS1.
so most likely you use the D-pad, I would assume.
Yeah, it just depends on when it came out, because like those newer PS1 games, like towards the end of its lifespan, used the dual analog sticks, where
Right.
the original games did not. I think the Soul Reaver was one of the original games that came out on it, kind of in the time frame of when the dual analog sticks were getting implemented. So I don't know if it uses them or not. I know it was on the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast had that left analog stick that it used. So I'm interested to see, with this D-pad, modern day gaming, what's that going to feel like, and will I enjoy it? But I do love the game, and it makes me interested to think, as they're bringing these newer games out and these like more advanced games, late 90s, early 2000s, are they going to come out with another device, you think, here in the future that does use analog sticks for the portable and for the console?
I don't know. I mean, it might be too soon for them to announce another generation of hardware. I think their fans already have so many different ways to play games between the original handheld, the EXP, the EXPR handheld, all the different Hyper Megatechs, the VSR, also the Evercade Alpha mini arcade consoles that you could run all your cartridges on. So, like, honestly, man, they got a lot of hardware options already. I don't see the reason to do another one. I
Hmm.
mean, if they're going to start releasing PS1 type games, they got a ton of options available to them. There were so many PlayStation 1 games that they could pull from to
Hmm.
try and repackage and resell those on this console in these new Giga cartridges. So yeah.
So this is the back of the box for the Evercade EXPR. They're advertising the tape mode where you can
Yeah.
play vertical games. I think that's pretty cool. You got scan line filters, save states. Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 will come on the cart with if you get the package deal like this. And then they're
Yeah.
advertising Worms, Burger Time, Earthworm Jim, the C64, Duke
Oh
Nukem,
yeah. Duke Nukem was huge for them. Duke Nukem
and
was a huge
Truxton.
win. Those Duke Nukem cartridges are incredible, and I can't wait to see the Tomb Raider cartridges. Hopefully, the games run and look like they did originally. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll take much to push those games. I mean, they are just, PS1 games, and we're running those on the PlayStation
Oh,
Classic. We're running them on our iArcade.
I just saw Garage Gamers comment in the live chat. No, I'm saying I think it's too soon for them to come out with a next generation of hardware. I want them to release as many games as possible, Garage Gamer. Maybe you misunderstood what I said. But with like the 8, 9, 10 different hardware variants they have already, and considering that they're just starting to release PlayStation 1 type games on the existing hardware, like these are their first couple of cartridges. They got a long way to go before they need to up the hardware and go to the next level. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like
Now, there is a pretty big advancement coming up with the Alpha that was announced. This is their first, I guess, countercade or arcade style type console that they've done.
yeah, it's the same size as an Arcade1up Countercade, 8-inch screen, pretty much the same height. It's pretty much the same product as an Arcade1up Countercade, except it'll have better guts inside of it, and also you'll be able to run all your cartridges, so you can plug them in and play them. Now, keep in mind, some of those games are probably not going to have a good experience playing on an arcade machine. I mean, some of those games might just be better to sit in front of your TV and play, right?
Hmm.
But for some people who want to take, like, for instance, the arcade cartridges and plug them in here and play Burger Time and all the Data East games and Taito and Capcom, like, I think people will enjoy playing those cartridges on these machines. So, looking forward to seeing them come out.
So, do you think, like with this, it's not going to have an HDMI out on the Alpha?
Yep.
So you're just going to have to play in this way on the counter with the arcade controls. There is no other way of playing it. I guess
Yeah,
you can plug an external controller in.
I mean, we always want HDMI out on everything, right? We always want to have the ability to, at the very least, be able to capture the screen. But that's us content creators, right?
Hmm.
Without HDMI out, we're stuck just pointing cameras at the machine, and you can't really capture the experience that way, the best way, right?
Hmm.
So we always prefer HDMI out, but keep in mind, none of the Arcade1up countercades have HDMI out, and people bought a shit ton of those. So, and apparently the pre-orders went pretty well for this product as well. So,
Yeah, so you've got information on how the pre-order went, and they're pretty happy with the pre-order numbers they've seen.
no, I didn't say that. I just said I heard that they did very well.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, don't quote me on that.
So let's take a look at the games on these. We got a Mega Man and we've got a Street Fighter. The Street Fighter is going to come with Champion Edition, Alpha, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and Super Puzzle Fighter Turbo. What do you think of this game's lineup?
Well, this is the one I pre-ordered. So
Okay.
I pre-ordered this one. I did not pre-order the Mega Man one. Some days I wake up and I look back and think maybe I should have got the Mega Man one instead.
Hmm.
I think I was just so excited to see that, again, we could play all these games already. We could download them and play them
Yeah, what's the appeal of getting these games on this counter?
via nefarious methods. Like we could do this already, right? I mean,
Hmm.
The question is do you want officially licensed products or not? And to see the fact that this is the first time in our little home arcade niche we have officially licensed Street Fighter Alpha series.
Hmm.
I mean, I thought that was pretty cool, and I like the fact that the arcade machine is shaped like a little mini Big
Hmm.
Blue arcade machine. So that's why I chose that one. But now I feel like, and I think Jason just put a great comment in the chat, and this is kind of where I was going. Mega Man actually might have the best variety of games on it, right?
Hmm.
So some days I wake up thinking about my Evercade Alpha pre-order, and I'm like, maybe I should have got Mega Man instead. I have a feeling I might be kicking myself in the butt later
Hmm.
for getting Street Fighter.
So I've been playing these games on my arcade this last week. I've been playing the Street Fighter Alpha games, and I've been playing these Mega Man arcade games, the Power Battle. And I'll tell you, the Mega Man games are a lot of fun. The colors are great, the graphics are great, and it's just like
Yeah.
I've played so much Street Fighter over the years, and I've played very little of an arcade version of Mega Man. That I think if I had my choice between the two, I'd go with the Mega Man.
Yeah.
And it's got a good variety of games too. You got like your beat 'em up games. Let's take a look at that games list. And it's got Knights of the Round,
Yeah, Nice of the Round is a fun game.
and then Carrier Air Wing. So it's got a shooting game, shoot 'em up.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is great. A shmup on there, Strider. So that's a good games lineup to come with the arcade. I also like the artwork on this one. I don't have an image of the side panels, but it's got pretty good art on it.
Yeah, the side panel artwork on Mega Man looks really nice versus the Street Fighter one. Really, the only thing there you go, right there. You can see the Mega Man artwork. Yeah, that looks really cool in my opinion. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's just enough. It looks really nice in my opinion.
Hmm.
Whereas the Street Fighter one, it literally just looks like a big blue. You know what I mean? Like a little mini big blue. So
Yeah, they're trying to replicate that original look. And have you ever seen a Mega Man in the wild, like at a real arcade? I've not seen one.
not that I could think of off the top of my head. Odds are we walked past it at Galloping Ghost and just don't remember seeing it. But I can't think of any other arcade where I've walked past and seen an actual Mega Man arcade machine. I can't think of one.
Yeah, I think that's what caught my eye when the alpha was initially announced, and like you guys, all of us put out videos on that. But like the first thing that I noticed was the Mega Man. That's what drew my attention in because we've seen so much Big Blue, we've seen so much Street Fighter from Arcade1up that Mega Man was like the one that I wanted to get when I saw it. And it'll be interesting to see when these release. You know how well they play and how happy people are with them.
Yeah.
Did you get the deluxe or did you get like the standard one?
Oh, you know me. I went deluxe.
So you got these marquees then.
Yeah, it's going to come with all the different swappable marquees. So that's pretty cool.
And it comes, I guess, with the Champion Edition in it. Which one do you think you'll put in there and keep in there the most?
Probably the Street Fighter Alpha 3. I'll probably end up putting that one in there.
That's a good game. It's so much different than Street Fighter Alpha 2. It's like they changed it completely whenever they went to 3. And how much are these again? They're like $250 or something like that?
Yeah, they're not cheap. Like I think that deluxe bundle was like $300 for me, all in, something like that. It was a little while ago, so I can't remember when I ordered it.
See, that's so much money. A lot of the Arcade1ups, I've paid less than $300 for those.
Well, yeah, I know. We've talked about this, Biggie. You are Mr. Frugal, Mr. Frugal, and I'm Mr. I just spend money like the wind.
Yeah, I see these overseas too. Like they're being sold at overseas websites, except for like Amazon. And I feel like you're never going to get like a really good deal on these as long as they're, sold at those retailers. We got to get them over into the United States, into stores like where you walk into Walmart or Best Buy. That's when you start seeing the real savings because those retailers will drop those prices.
Yep. See, Steps Gaming confirmed Galloping Ghost had one. If any place has one, a Mega Man arcade, it's Galloping Ghost. And like I was telling you, Biggie D, we probably walked past it and didn't even notice it. When we went to Galloping Ghost, we were there for like 3 or 4 hours, and we maybe saw 20% of the machines they had. You know what I mean? you really got to spend a couple of days there, taking your time, going up and down each aisle, and meticulously picking out every machine you want to play. Otherwise, you will miss stuff. I'm sure we walked past it steps. I'm sure we missed it.
Yeah, talking about Pinball Expo, we're kind of going backwards on the agenda night, but that's okay.
It's your
We're just
show.
going to go with the flow. Whatever discussion comes
Yeah.
up, we'll talk about it. But so I'm going to Pinball Expo. I'll be there. Let's see. It starts on the 15th. I think I get there on like the 17th. What day are you arriving?
Me and the guys are going to come on Tuesday the 15th, but we're not actually going to go to the expo until Thursday the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
So we're arriving Tuesday. Tuesday is just traveling day, right? Like everyone's going to arrive, meet at the Airbnb, and then it's just drink and party and say hi to each other, right? I think on Wednesday the 16th, we're all going to go to like I think we're going to go to Galloping Ghost in the day, and then we're going to go to Medieval Times at night, because a lot of the guys have never been to a Medieval Times.
Oh, yeah. I went when I was a kid.
I've been there so many times, it's ridiculous, but I love going. So, like, it'll be Michael B's first experience at Medieval Times. I think Console Kits as well. So, I think we're going to do that Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'll be at the convention, and then Sunday, everyone's flying home.
Cool. So, yeah, I'll get there on Thursday. And I know a lot of us are going to want to go to Galloping Ghost. Maybe we can make another trip out there after a lot of us arrive.
Yeah, Michael B said we have to go to Galloping Ghost at least twice. So I think we'll end up going Wednesday morning, afternoon, and then I think probably Saturday or Sunday, one of the two, before we'll end up going again. So,
Cool. That'll be good. And also the convention as well. You know, probably spend like maybe 1, maybe 2 days at the convention. I think maybe we could see everything in one day. Not sure.
Yeah, we're not doing the tours, James. It's just one more thing that's going to suck up a day for us to go do more fun stuff. You know what I mean? Like, So yeah, we're not doing the tours. Like what he's talking about, for the viewers who don't know, is like Stern and Jersey Jacks are doing tours. Like if you buy the ticket early, you get like part of the tour package, where you go take a tour of their facility. And as cool as it is to see a pinball machine being made and how they do it, we really don't care. I mean, we're just buying the 3-day pass, which is just access to the convention. We're not doing the tours. We'd rather go, like, take that extra time and go to some arcades and pin bars and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's so much to see in Chicago. So many like arcade bars, stuff like that to see. Really, the Pinball Expo, what I want to do is I want to go in there and see what's new, maybe play some of the pinball machines, record some video, but I probably can get through all that in a day. I don't see myself going back that second day.
We'll have to see if at Pinball Expo they have a clearance section for you to shop in, Vicky D.
Yeah. They do have good prices, though. Talking about good prices at expos. I mean, that's sometimes where you can find some of the best deals.
It's like any other pinball convention. Usually, if you actually want to buy something from the convention, you wait until the last day. Kind of like we've told the story before, the last day of the Cleveland Gaming Expo, I could have picked up a Cactus Canyon limited edition or special edition, whatever they call it, like the fully pimped out version of Cactus Canyon. I could have gotten it for $6,000 because the pinball seller did not want to take it back with them. You know what I mean? They wanted to get rid of it, and it hadn't sold at the convention. And I think it would have been like $6,500 or something like that. But they're like, you know, if you say yes, we'll ship it to you. You know, we'll take it back, put it, flat pack it, and or not flat pack it, put it on the pallet, wrap it, and send it to you. Like, they did not want it to go back into their inventory, right? So I mean, so yeah, you'll see machines getting sold. Usually, the last day of any convention is when vendors are like desperate to make their money back for the convention costs and willing to cut deals.
So something I'm really interested in seeing at this Pinball Expo are the new Stern tables. You know, I know a lot of times they'll announce a new table and they may have one on display there. And do you have any idea on possible Zen pinballs that could be announced at this?
Nope. I haven't been following that closely. I'm not a pinball channel.
Yeah. I know a lot of us in this community, you know, we're getting into pinball.
I like pinball. I cover pinball. I own pinball, but I'm not a pinball channel, so I don't keep up with every little thing that happens in the world of pinball. So
Now, you do have the Labyrinth, right? Pinball
Labyrinth, yeah,
Labyrinth, and that's made by Barrels of Fun.
oh yeah,
Are they going to be there?
I don't know,
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I remember last year they were showing that off. That was their new one that they showed off there.
Last year they won best in show, I think. I mean, they stole the show. I
Yeah,
mean, they stole the show. I
they had a
mean,
line like out the door to play
yeah,
that thing.
Labyrinth was the hit of the show, and you know, it was the most popular thing there. It was the one thing that more people had positive stuff to say about versus like walking past other machines from Stern and being like, "Look at those cheap plastic toys." Because on Labyrinth, Labyrinth reminds you of '90s pinball, which is why I really love it. Where it seemed like pinball companies really cared more, and you got more bang for your buck.
hmm
Because Labyrinth, guys, does not have plastic toys on it. It has sculptures,
hmm
real hand-made sculptures of all the characters and like the dragon cat, the Goblin Village, and all that stuff. Like it's real sculptures, and that's the way a lot of older pinball machines were. They had some really cool shit on them.
hmm
Whereas nowadays, companies like Stern, like look at Jaws, the
Yeah.
boat. The boat looks like a Fisher Price toy you can pick up in Walmart. And
Yeah.
the shark,
The steering wheel is just a sticker on
The
the on the boat.
you know, and like the shark. The shark looks like a cheap Fisher Price shark.
Yeah. And there's no
Oh,
detail on the shark.
right.
Like you had said yesterday, we were
Yeah.
for you guys that didn't know, we were at Tilt Studios in Tempe playing pinball yesterday. We were looking at this
Yeah.
jaws, and you had made a really good point. Like, put some blood on the jaws, like
Yeah.
on his teeth and stuff. And
Like it looks like a baby shark toy. So
yeah,
if you're gonna make it Jaws, I mean, think about the final scene of Jaws or the final moments of Jaws, where like Quinn gets eaten by Jaws and Jaws is up in the boat, and this whole scene is the shark is jumping out of the water, coming into the boat. Right? That's what they're
Mhm.
trying to represent on that pinball game. During that scene, he's got all kinds of stuff coming out of his mouth. He's got blood. He's got a tank in his mouth. He's got crap everywhere. Like he looks scary as all hell, about to eat Quinn. And then now on this pinball machine, you got this cheap little Fisher Price baby bath toy looking shark. Like throw some blood on his teeth, get some skin hanging off of him, make him look scary. Like if you're gonna use a plastic shark, put some effort into it, right?
yeah,
Now, keep in mind, I was so pissed off when this machine got announced because I thought it was cheap. Well, and it, and I was like, I can't believe there's people out there shilling this thing. The new Stern shill army. But I've played Jaws a few times since it came out, and despite the fact that the toys are cheap, it is an awesome game to play. Like
yeah. I had a
I've-
lot of fun with it yesterday. The only
So,
chance I got an opportunity to play it before that was at the expo, the one here, Game On, and I was so busy that day, and it had just come out. You could hardly play it. But yesterday, it was my first time to actually, sit down, get some time with it. I actually enjoyed it. I was able to get the
Yeah.
multi-ball going. I had Jaws
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out at me. It's
Jaws
pretty cool.
Jaws shoots great. It's got great flow to it. It plays great. Great music. Great scenes from the movie they used for like the video modes that you unlock and stuff.
Mhm.
Like you got to shoot the shark fin, attach barrels to Jaws. Like when you play it, like it gets intense. Like you get
Mhm.
excited, especially when he's screaming at you, like shoot! You got to shoot! You got to shoot the barrel! You got to hit the fin! He's like the machine is yelling at you. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I'm trying to hit the shark. And I've had to eat some crow on that because when that machine got announced, I was ripping on it. Like anytime it got brought up on any of my live streams, I was like, this looks stupid, baby toys. Despite the baby toys, it's an awesome pinball game.
A lot of fun.
It is so cool. It is so much fun. So yeah.
And you had said, too, yesterday that you
and
like...
John Wick, though. John Wick, I've played John Wick I think I've played it about 10 times. Maybe that's
Mhm.
not enough to formulate an opinion yet, but John Wick does not impress me. So I don't know who's out there thinking John Wick is great, but opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think John Wick is that great in my opinion, but maybe it's because I only played it 10 times. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
my opinion on John Wick is I think it plays really good. Like it's really fluid in how it plays, and like
Yeah.
The ball doesn't seem like it gets stuck. It's not slow to me, but it's not. It doesn't have a lot going on beyond that. Like you're talking about the figures and the toys they put inside there. They don't have a lot of that going on. So it's really just the rails and things like that you're seeing while you're playing. But the actual playability of it is very good. I think it would be like a really good one to like score chase on or to do tournaments on. But for like enjoyability, I would definitely say Jaws, because that's like a great one to have at your home.
Yeah, like Jaws, I think I only played it like 3 times and fell in love with it. It was so much fun. I've played John Wick. I think I've played it about 10 times, and it hasn't impressed me yet where I'm like, oh my God, I would love to own one of these one day.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. It doesn't have that kind of appeal for me either.
So.
But yeah, that's cool. So we got some Evercade talk. We got Pinball Expo out of the way. And then we're all just talk some pinball. But I want to talk some Arcade1up with you because we were at Costco yesterday.
We had fun, dude. It was a fun day yesterday. Biggie D and I got street tacos with my wife, Melissa. We went into Costco. We checked out that Arcade1up Midway combo multicade thing.
Yep. So here it is, guys. If you guys didn't watch the video from PDubs who dropped yesterday, or my video who dropped today, this is a little bit of that footage. You may actually see some footage that weren't in those videos.
Pause, Biggie D. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you watch Biggie D's video, because Biggie D's video actually showed off when we went and looked at like the Pac-Man countercade. There's stuff in your video that wasn't in my video, right? So like I put a video out,
and then you had stuff in yours that wasn't in mine, like the pinball at Tilt.
Yeah. I mean, I put a video out yesterday. It's doing really well. I think like 4,000 people watched us walking around Costco. What is wrong? What is wrong with this gaming community? I think we got like 4,000 views in one day already. But make sure you guys go. Even though if you saw my video, make sure you guys go check out Biggie D's video. He published it a few hours ago. And you actually see us playing with like the countercade and some other stuff. So, but go ahead, Biggie D. I'm trying to hype your video, bro.
Oh, it's all right. I'm not like wanting to like really promote that video. It was for fun, It's not like we spent a lot of time doing this other than just enjoying ourselves.
Oh, I get to make fun of you. I get to make fun of you when we talk about Paperboy, but that's okay. Just keep going.
So, just overall look at this thing. What do you think of it, PDubs, after seeing it in Costco yesterday?
Okay, so I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off right now and say that I think a lot of people, I mean, again, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one, right? In my opinion, seeing it in person, I don't think the artwork's that bad. It's not an eyesore to me. Like, I think it looks okay. If this was sitting around with a pile of other Arcade1ups in your house, it would look fine. I don't think your neighbors and friends are going to come over and walk through your arcade and say, what is that fugly thing right there in the corner of your room? I don't think anyone's going to care about it. I don't think it's as ugly as some people have said, but then again, if that's their opinion, that's their opinion. I think it looks okay. I really like the trackball. The trackball is a huge improvement, probably the best trackball they've ever done, even if it means all they did was lubricate the damn thing. Who knows what they did, right? But trackball's great. The Midway games played weird. If you're buying this for those Midway games, I would say take a pass. I would just kind of look at it like, hey, there's Midway games on here. Maybe you consider that a bonus. But
yeah,
I think we both walked away with the same thought. Not worth $600, but when they dropped the price to $300 to clearance it out, it's worth picking up. I think you and I were on the same page with that.
That's exactly where I was. I was like, if this is $300 or $400, I would buy it. No question about it. Because it does give you the XL cabinet size, gives you a good selection of games, some various controls, good marquee. So it's worth $300 or $400. But when you have it there listed at $599, it's just too much money, because I feel like for anything, if you're going to pay full price, you really need to be happy with it. And I just wasn't getting that feeling that like this is a complete arcade, like something I would really want. Something that really throws me off is that M on the side panel, where they just kind of slapped it over the Golden Tee artwork. I think that looks really bad. It
Are you
almost
talking about
looks
the Midway logo that's on the side?
on the side panel. Yeah, let me see if I can get a good
I
shot
mean,
of that here.
it doesn't. I mean, how does it ruin it? It's just an M sitting there. I mean, how does that look bad? It's just a letter. Who cares?
It really bothers me. It must be my OCD or something. It just really bothers me.
Did somebody tell you to hate it, Biggie D? It's okay to admit if somebody told you to hate it.
No, no one's told me to hate. This is just my honest and initial opinion of
Like,
it. I
didn't.
I think it looks
Can
like
I
a
be
third
honest?
grader stuck a sticker on the side of it.
Can I be honest? I didn't even notice the damn M the whole time we were there. So,
Really?
I guess. I mean, again, some people notice things differently. I think I would put a new marquee in. Like, I don't think I would keep the combo marquee.
Mm-hmm.
And I would change where it says Arcade Classics right there. I would put a new sticker on the front of that control panel. I would get rid of the Arcade Classics. You know what I'm saying? I would probably have it just say something else. So, I mean, there's a few things cosmetically I would do to it, but I don't think it's a horrible looking machine.
So I think the real test, and what would, tell us that you really liked it is you would have bought it, right? You came with the money to buy it. And if you really liked it, you would have bought it.
Yeah, there are plenty of Arcade1ups I've looked at, and I've walked out the store with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one, we looked at it, we played it, and neither one of us picked it up. And we both walked away feeling like, if they mark it down on clearance, maybe we'll come back and think about it, right? Like, I wasn't ready to drop $600 on this thing for sure.
Now, just talking to, because we started with like some negatives, or at least I did with that M on the side, just that really threw it off for me.
Yeah, you're a hater. You hate letters.
Also, the controls, like I feel like that second player control is like unusable where it's placed at. It's not going to be fun using that joystick and controls on the right side. The left side seemed usable though. If you're
on the right side, and I think it's not the joystick placement, it's the buttons. The buttons are so close to the edge of the machine that like right there, you could kind of see it right in this shot.
Yeah, let me see if I can move our.
Yeah. Now, I never played the player 2 position the entire time we were there, but I see what you're talking about because the buttons are so close to the edge. I could see how that could be.
Yeah, they're so far over, I didn't even try to play on the right side because I already knew that it wasn't going to work or it'd be something I wanted to even try. So I just tried the left side, and I actually was able to play these games. I tried Root Beer Tapper, Cinestar, Tubin.
And look at that incredible back posture in this video. I mean, look at that incredible back posture.
I'm 6'4". I'm sweating like crazy, guys. It's like 115 degrees here right now. Well, actually, today wasn't too bad. Yesterday was really bad, though. And it was hot. It was crowded there. But yeah, so I'm hunched over. And this is an XL, guys. So just imagine, I may have to get a booster for this if I actually got one. Now, if you're playing Golden Tee, I think it would be okay because you can kind of do that for just a second to hit your shot, or if you're bowling. But if you're sitting there with the joystick and controls the whole time hunched over like that, that's not going to be enjoyable.
Yeah, it looked painful the way you were playing. Like it literally, it hurt me to watch you play on an Arcade1up machine. So you would definitely need a buy stuff riser. Me, because I'm about 5'11" and a half. I'm 6 foot if I wear lifts. So you know what I'm saying, Biggie D? Like it's fine for me. So
yeah,
I didn't have any issues playing it, but you looked like an old lady crossing the street, pushing a shopping cart.
Now, you said that's the same size as the Golden Tee XL, the one you have.
Yeah, when I got back, keep in mind my Golden Tee XL's been in my garage because because it's been broken. But when I got back home after hanging out with you, I walked into the garage, and it was the first time I even approached the machine in so long, and it's the same size. It's just I haven't been like standing in front of it in a long time. That when I got in front of this one, I was like, is it the same size? I thought maybe it was more narrow, like this new one. I thought maybe it was more narrow, but it's not. It's the same size.
Now, the Golden Tee XL that you have in your garage, that monitor went out, didn't it? Or was it something else?
So something happened where it wouldn't turn on anymore, right? So I did what you're supposed to do. I opened a ticket with Arcade1up. Over the span of 5 months, they sent me 2 control panels, 3 or 4 encoder boards, 2 monitors, 4 different power plugs, and two different PCBs, brand new PCBs from their warehouse. Now, no matter what combination of parts we tried, the machine would not turn on. It wouldn't turn on at all.
Man.
And it's weird too because we've essentially gutted the machine. It's got all new parts in it. Why won't it turn on, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later on when I was thinking about it. On your Arcade1up machines, I don't have one right here. Well, let's just pretend the MVSX is an Arcade1up. So the MVSX, your LCD monitor is in a case, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in a silver case, the monitor.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys open that case, inside of that case is a power voltage board. Now, that's in between the monitor and the case.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only piece of equipment that has never been replaced on my Golden Tee.
So it's got to be that.
It's got to be that board back there that went out. Because think about it, Dan, we've tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
Every possible combination of new control panels, new encoder boards, new on-off switches, new power cables, new PCBs, different monitors. Because when they would send you a monitor, you still would have to plug it into that same voltage board that's already there. That's the only piece that never got replaced on my machine. So that's got to be it. That's got to be the problem there.
Now, after seeing that one yesterday, do you have any more of a reason to go back and work on that and get it working now? Like, do you feel the need to want to fix that one now?
No, because I could just put like a Dell monitor in there. And, well, I have a list of projects I need to get to. And on the list is the Golden Tee XL I have is replace it with a Dell monitor. And I'm going to put a PC in there and whatchamacallit, and run a PC build with more modern Golden Tee games on it.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, in fact, my buddy Joel, Retro Lizard, I don't know if you guys know. Who knows Retro Lizard out there? Fantastic guy. Joel actually sells a trackball build. So if you have a PC and you want to make a trackball dedicated multicade, he's got a trackball build for you that's got all the trackball games. You know what I mean? Centipede, golf, all that shit. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Just make it a trackball multicade. But that's like, dude, that's like 5 or 6 projects down the line. I got so much crap ahead of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is like the year, I feel like, of modding your cabinets, improving your cabinets, because there's just so little coming out. And the stuff that is coming out isn't really speaking to our community and what we want. So I just feel like this is a good year to just start fixing up your cabinets, making them the way you wanted them, improving them. What do you think?
I have not bought an Arcade1up product in over a year, maybe a year and a half. I think the last thing I bought was the Pac-Man XL. That's the last Arcade1up product I bought.
And that was almost a year ago.
Well, no, it was over a year. I think it was over a year.
Oh, was it? Okay.
But the funny thing is they've released their deluxe machines, their HS5 machine. Like they've released a bunch. They've released a bunch of rehashes. I'm not gonna go keep buying the same stuff I've already bought like, dude, I've already bought Mortal Kombat from them 3 times. I've bought Street Fighter from them 3 times. You know what I mean? Like I'm just tired of rebuying the same shit.
Yeah.
For microscopic upgrades that go from generation to generation, right?
They really need to show us something new. Yeah. You know, and that's, I feel like even if that Midway Classics would have even been better than it was, and I would have liked it more than I did, it still wouldn't have been enough because they didn't really show us anything new with that cabinet. They're still reusing a lot of the games we've already seen.
All right. Kevin Clausen's coming in hot in the live chat. He says, Dubs, I saw your YouTube short that I posted today in my game room. Shame on you for having a casino cade trader. If you guys remember, Arcade1up sent that to me for review. It's the only time in 5 years that they've ever reached out to me and offered to send me something for a review. They said, what do you want to review? We'd like to send you a review product. And I was like, I have no interest in your deluxe machines. I have no interest in Time Crisis, and I have no interest in Fast and the Furious. Like, I told him, I said, but my wife really wants the Casino-cade, so send me the Casino-cade and I'll review it. And I remember Travis over at Arcade1up was like, are you sure? That's the one you want? Like, he knew I would hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, look, Melissa wants it. Send it to me, but I'll try and be fair, right? And I got the cabinet. They sent it to me for review, and I torched it. I gave it a really bad review, although I did point out some of the pros, like I always do. But I gave it a bad review. And so, Kevin, to answer your question, we have the Casino-cade because Melissa won't let me sell the effing thing because she likes it. And every time I tell her, I'm like, look, we should sell it because, we're condensing, we're moving, we're doing a whole new arcade area. We're doing all these home renovations. I told her, I was like, there's 5 machines I want to get rid of, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, she gets mad. She's like, you were not getting rid of it. She likes it. So
it still gets playtime in the house by her?
Only from her. I never touched this stupid thing, but she does.
So there's enough content in that machine to where it can keep you playing.
For her, I guess. I mean, she likes it.
You're able to unlock more games? There's like a bunch of locked games, and the more you play, the more they unlock?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And talking about the Casino-cade, because,
No, let's not. All your viewers will leave if we talk about the Casino-cade.
Well, I wanted to talk Arcade1up, and this is one of the next Arcade1ups, is this NBA Jam Slim, and it's very reminiscent of the Casino-cade. So, but before we do that, I got to run a super chat for Kevin. I appreciate the $2. He said he fucks with Fox, and you said that earlier. I heard you say that in the chat, so I do appreciate the $2. Let's run a super chat.
Mm-hmm. So to
K
answer,
Fox's super chats, they go on beyond his show. Yeah. They go into my show.
So to answer what Steph said, she goes, PDubs doesn't have any Arcade1ups in his background. There is the truth right there. I've made it known. I've said it 1,000 times on, well, not 1,000 times, but dozens of times on my live streams. My arcade setup is very simple. All my real pinball and real arcade machines are downstairs. All my Arcade1ups are in the loft. The loft has nothing in it but Arcade1ups plus one of my candy cabs.
Mm-hmm.
And my office is dedicated to my multicades. All my multicades are in my office. So I am a creature of habit. It's not that I hate Arcade1up or I'm trying to make some political statement by not having an Arcade1up machine behind me. It's just that multicades in my office, real machines downstairs, Arcade1ups in the loft. That's just how I keep things organized.
See, my multicades are in the living room. My Arcade1ups are in here with me during my live streams. But I play my multicades more than I do my Arcade1up. That's why I keep them in the living room, because I'm just in that room more. But talking about the Casino-cade, so you were talking about how you didn't like it, but it's very reminiscent of the Casino-cade when we're looking at this NBA Jam Deluxe, the Slim, because the part on the bottom. What do you think is the reason why they continue doing that with this new NBA Jam?
I think that they did a lot of narcotics during research and development.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot of narcotics during research and development. Why do you think they are releasing this product?
I think they're trying to save space. They feel like, and this is just my thought, I don't know this for a fact, but I think what Arcade1up is doing is they think if we make a smaller cabinet and we make it to where people can fit more cabinets in their home, they'll buy more cabinets. I think one of the limitations they're running into is these cabinets are so big, people are limited on how many they can buy. But they do like the 3/4 scale. They don't sell as many of the countercades or the partycades as they do the 3/4. So they're like, how can we perfect the 3/4 to make it a little bit smaller to where people can fit more of them in their game rooms and make more money in the end of the day? I think that's what they're thinking.
Well, wasn't there recently within the last 6 months or so, an NBA Jam 4-player deluxe released?
Yes, there was that NBA Jam
Okay.
4-player deluxe, and it was pretty much perfect. Like they had pretty much taken everything that was good about previous versions of NBA Jam and made like the ultimate NBA Jam cabinet. I felt with that one.
So why not? You have an NBA Jam 4-player deluxe. The only selling point about this NBA Jam Slim is the fact that it's a 2-player, and some people have been asking for 2 players for years.
Hmm.
Get rid of the 4-player control panels, give us 2 players for space saving, right?
Hmm.
Why not take that NBA Jam Deluxe version and just sell it with a 2-player control panel? Why did they have to do this whole new slim thing? The machine now weighs like 30 pounds less than the other machine. I'm worried this thing's going to fall over. We'll see.
So that's another thing too. Is talking about the size of the box. Maybe they can save money by shipping these in a smaller box. That's
Yeah.
conserving and saving money for the company.
But you have this. Look at everyone likes the shape. Everyone likes the coin doors. Everyone likes the shape of the machine. Just sell this machine with a 2-player control panel. I don't know why they went this whole redesign route
Hmm.
where now it's a slim, what is it? Slim Katie is what people are calling it.
Hmm.
Like
They haven't differentiated between the two. They're all called between the two. They're both called the deluxe, right?
I
But
I
there.
do enjoy the theory that people have that there are a bunch of casino cades that they put new NBA Jam stickers on,
Hmm.
and I'm half tempted to buy one just to peel the artwork off and see what's underneath. Because I remember there was a whole bunch of there was a countercade a couple years ago
Uh huh.
that people bought, and they peeled the artwork. And when they peeled the artwork, underneath the artwork was the original Frogger countercade artwork.
What was
Arcade.
this?
Yeah, this was a couple of years ago, like 2.5 years ago. I know the live chat. You guys remember this, right?
I
There
do
was
not
an
remember this at
there was
all.
an Arcade1up 1-player countercade. They released it, and a couple people went to mod it. And some people would they do artwork. Some people peel the original artwork. Some people put the artwork on top of the existing. It's however you want to mod, right?
Hmm.
So they peeled the original artwork, this modder, and when they peeled the artwork, Biggie D, underneath the artwork for whatever game they bought, it had it had the Arcade1up Frogger artwork. So
Really?
what happened is Arcade1up had a whole bunch of Frogger countercades that did not sell.
Hmm.
So they put new artwork on them, new PCBs, and sold them as something else.
Wow.
And it was freaking hilarious. So I kind of want to like peel the artwork on this thing, and I bet there's a wheel of fortune underneath this NBA Jam Casino cake.
I
We'll
think
find
you're
out.
onto something. Have you ever said that before on a stream or on a video?
No, it's not even my theory. It's theories that people have put in like Facebook groups. They're just repurposing unsold casino cades, and I think it kind of makes sense.
I've not heard that till tonight, and I think that makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense. Like that
yeah.
would explain more so than my theory that why they're doing this is they're just reusing the exact side panels that they were going to make a Wheel of Fortune out of, even has the Wheel of Fortune art under it. That'd be really funny if we
It's
were
like
able to uncover that.
it's like the X-Men '97. It's coming out of the spare parts bin, Biggie D.
Hmm.
Again, it's all theory. We could be wrong.
Yeah. Now, and I saw on this new Midway Classics, the one we were looking at yesterday, there was some development cost on that cabinet. And I was surprised to see that because I thought the whole point of doing this and rehashing cabinets was to conserve, not to incur more development costs. But like they had taken Sinistar off a Partycade and put that on that cabinet. We saw they did the bezels too. So it's like they were actually investing time and energy and effort into making those changes. And I just don't see why.
Yeah,
When
it
you're
was
the
nice.
whole point of that was
Yeah,
to save
it
money.
was it was nice to see like Tubin and Sinistar had bezels. Uh, and the fact that the vertical games were in the right aspect ratio
Hmm.
versus, like you look at like Centipede. The Centipede aspect ratio should look like how it does on Sinistar and on Tubin. But
Hmm.
like look at any Arcade1up that's got Centipede on. Yeah, it's in vertical position, but they have it stretched.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't look as good, right?
Yeah.
And I did videos about that years ago saying that, if they're going to release these games in vertical, make sure they're in the right orientation. And we don't care if there's black bars on the side. We just want to make sure that the games look the way they should, right? Versus stretched out to fill the screen. So,
Yeah, and that's why I never did that what was Intech gaming deck for the Nintendo Switch in the Arcade1up, because it was taking that widescreen and condensing it into that 4:3, and it wasn't the proper aspect ratio for those games.
yeah.
And but now we have that new Marvel vs. Capcom coming out, which is a 4:3 game with just the bezels on the side. I'm wondering if I get the Intech gaming deck, will the picture be perfect? Because there is a menu option where you can go in and actually make it a 4:3 in that game.
Yeah. So on the Intech Gaming control panel, when they sell you the control panel, it comes with a new HDMI LCD driver board that you're supposed to put on because you're gutting your arcade machine.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting rid of the Arcade1up PCB.
Mm-hmm.
The one that they give you, it has a toggle switch, Biggie D, where you could toggle between full or 4:3 or 5:4 aspect ratios. I think there's 3 settings, but then again, it's been a few years since I looked at it. But yeah, you can toggle the settings based upon what Arcade1up monitor you're using for that mod. So yeah.
And then the game itself, like this new Capcom Fighting Collection, which you had a huge video on that when it got announced. But they have an actual setting in that menu where you can go in and make it 4:3. Where hopefully someone could mod a Arcade1up, make it a Marvel versus Capcom cabinet with that Intech gaming deck, put a Switch in it.
Oh, it'll happen.
And it should be like a great, setup for that.
It'll happen. Absolutely.
Now, there was one other cabinet we didn't see at Costco. We wanted to see this one really bad. Was this, what we call this, a Class of 81 or a Miss Pac-Man? What is this?
It was a damn shame that we didn't get to see this Miss Pac-Man Galga combo cab. You notice how it doesn't really say like Class of 81 on it?
Yeah, I don't know if we can call it Class of 81 because it's not branded Class of 81. It just has those games.
But it's essentially the Class of 81. It's the Class of 81 games, except for, the original Class of 81 ROM.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was actually very interested in seeing what this thing looked like in person, and unfortunately they didn't have it, man. PD7 is at the ports, and he won't let these things through. He's like, I'm not done walking. I'm not done talking. He's like, until I'm done walking and talking, you can't bring these in on the ports. So we have to blame PD7.
I talked to Phil today because I wanted to give him a heads up about our video, and there were a lot of people commenting after I'd made the comment that they were delayed at the ports. A lot of people were commenting that they were in Fort Worth, they were in the Dallas area, they were in St. Louis area. Actually, I saw someone on Reddit today bought one and took it home. So there are people that actually own these now, and I had said on your video that I thought they were stuck at the ports. Talked to Phil today. He said that is true. They are stuck at the ports, but it's not all of them like I thought it was. There's just a large amount of them still at the port, and they haven't been delivered to these Costco's yet. So it's very rare that you're going to find one at your Costco, but there are some.
Yeah, I think this looks cool. Like, honestly, like I'm digging the shape. I mean, when they first announced the Pong pub table years ago, I was like, wow, that's cool. They're thinking outside the box. Instead of doing a cocktail table, they're doing a pub table.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that the Pong pub table, the shape of it looked pretty cool, but I never bought it because I'm not going to spend $500 to play Pong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they come out with this. This is the second pub table, and this one, in my opinion, instead of Pong where everything is stuck on the top of the machine, you have, the control panels are lower. They got the cutouts for the control panel. They got the cutouts for the cup holders, which make sure that, honestly, the cutouts for the cup holders make it look like the screen is the perfect size. You know how some people complain. They're like, it's got 17-inch screen. It should have a 19-inch screen. It's too small. 17-inch too small. It balances it out. It's like the perfect size, shape, and proportion. Like, in my opinion, I'll be honest, I think this looks pretty cool, and I was really excited to see one in person. And unfortunately, they didn't have it there. And it sounds to me, Biggie D, that maybe you and PD7 are wrong, because it sounds to me like maybe the East Coasters and people in Central Zone have received theirs, and it's just the West Coast Costco's haven't received them yet. Because, for instance, those Golden Tea machines that we just went and saw,
Mm-hmm.
those just got there that week.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they've already been out east for 3 weeks or so. You know what I mean? Like it takes. They're making their way. Wagons west. You know what I mean? They're coming.
Yeah.
And we're waiting.
So yeah, we didn't get to see this one yesterday, guys. We really wanted to see this. This was the one I think we both wanted to see more than the other. Because I thought this one actually fit. Like, this would be a good one for anyone's game room, and that it had the cup holders, and it would actually be functional. You could use it for that purpose. Like, I think a lot of people would put their drinks in those cup holders when they're playing the arcades. When you go to a pinball or you go to arcade, a lot of them have the cup holders on the side of the arcade. Arcade1up never did that. I know AtGames is selling the cup holders for the pinballs, but we are lacking places to put our cups. So this is cool. I think this is a great idea, and I like the neon lights in there too. I think that just adds to it.
I think it's a fun, and I think this is obviously much better looking than the Pong pub table.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool looking. I want to see it in person before I make a final decision. But I'm going to give them, you know what? I'm not going to shit all over this one like people expect you to. Like, I think that this is a cool looking machine.
And you have the Pac-Man XL, but you don't have a Miss Pac-Man yet, do you?
I've owned a few Miss Pac-Mans. I had the class of 81 machine that came out years ago, but I sold that one. As of right now, I do not own a Miss Pac-Man. I created my own Miss Pac-Man. With a 60-in-1 board in it. But that machine got trashed. That machine's in the garage, I think, in pieces.
Now, see, I'm in an apartment, and I know a lot of my viewers, too. Some of them are in apartments, too, or in smaller game rooms where they're not going to have room for a pub table. Like, I can barely fit the arcades. The pinball's definitely going to be really big and hard to fit in here. I definitely can't fit the pub table also. It just takes up way too much room for me. So I'm not in the market for this, even though I like it.
You need to sell that Arcade1up Attack from Mars pinball that you never use.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can put this pub table in that spot.
The only thing is I'm not going to get it much for that Attack from Mars. I don't feel like I'll get my money's back on that.
You're going to get easily $55, Biggie D. Like easy, an easy $55 if you're looking to make $55.
I think it's just better to keep it and maybe mod it someday, or just keep it for the look of it.
It's always fun to mod, man. It's always fun to mod.
So. Your mod on yours didn't go so well, did it?
On which?
On your which one were you doing? Star Wars or Marvel, or was it Attack from Mars?
Oh, are you talking about the Arcade1up pinball?
Yeah, I remember your mod video was it was bad. Like, not a bad video, bad in how it turned out.
Well, InTech Gaming reached out to content creators saying, "Hey, we're coming out with this new Arcade1up pinball mod where you'll be able to do your Nintendo Switch pinball games on it." And I was like, "Okay, go ahead and send it to me," because I had my AtGames and I wasn't even using the Attack from Mars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I might as well mod it, film a video for it. So they sent it to me, and I did a video tutorial for their kit. But the fact that you can't use 3 screens is what sucks and makes it kind of pointless,
Mm-hmm.
So.
So we'll move on, guys, from Arcade1up, and we're going to talk AtGames. I think this was probably the highlight of this week, was this news that hit on Friday. This was the what are we calling this? I call it a enhanced upgrade or enhanced update. They're not saying it's a flipper lag update, but we do see in the comic book strip he's saying pinball table lag is killing the fun.
I think AtGames wants to call it anything but a fix. If you follow their social media the last 24 hours, they make this big thing. Okay, let's take a look at this. When 2 tech wizards unite, an epic ride is in sight. Pinball table lag is killing the fun. We need to rewrite the entire code base. We're on it. Time to let the hit turbo on optimization. Once our teams work together, they're magic. Absolutely. All right. Do you have the actual written announcement? Let's go back to that.
I do have the written announcement. And if you guys want to check this out, it's on my website. I have been adding the news on there. So I'll go to my news section here. AtGames fixes flipper lag on Zen tables. And here. Oh, no, this was mine. This is a link, I think, to the post, though. Let me make sure that link.
Do you not have it?
I may not. Do you have it? Like, can you show it?
Let me see here. Let me see if I have it. I should have it. I had it on Friday for.
Where did they post it again? On their Facebook?
They posted it in their Facebook groups and on Facebook. Yeah. All right, go ahead and share my screen here. It's coming over right now.
All right. There it is.
So they put out this announcement about, hey, although it was take longer than expected, we have made the breakthrough by taking one small step at a time. We are excited to present the results of our hard work to the community. This journey has been challenging, blah, blah, blah. There will be updates delivered on September 12th. Now, any person who reads this, if you had to sum up what this message says, in my opinion, what this message says, if you were to say in summary, is AtGames is telling you they have fixed the problem or they've identified the problem and the solution's coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, they post this. They want their community to be hyped. They want their community and gamers and fans to be excited that apparently the experience is going to get better with the flipper delay and latency issues.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone starts talking about how they fixed the problem. And then lo and behold, what happens yesterday or today, their CEO, PK, starts posting all over every Facebook group saying, hey, guys, just so you know, it's not a fix. We're not calling it a fix. We're going to be software engineers. We're going to be developers. We're going to call it what we said. We're only going to use the key words in our message. We're going to call it a breakthrough.
A breakthrough.
We're going to call it a breakthrough, and we're going to call it an update, but we're not going to call it a fix. Like, they don't want to use the word fix. And there's pros and cons to this, right? It's kind of like CYA, cover your ass. If you say we fixed it and they release it and it sucks and people are pissed that it's not fixed, I think I think they're trying to protect themselves from that feedback. So, okay. But also now, you've also kind of also dug yourself another hole because you just went braggadocious with this amazing post and comic strip saying, oh my God, there's this great breakthrough. Everyone get freaking excited. And then the very next day you walk it back and say, wait a minute, we didn't say it was fixed. You know what I mean? Like that makes you look bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because they got so worried that everyone started talking about AtGames has fixed it. They fixed the lag. They fixed the lag. They fixed it. Or the fix is coming. And then they walk it back within 24 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who reads this written post from AtGames, if you had to summarize it in your brain, it says here they fixed it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way they're making it come across. Like, everyone's going to expect the flipper lag to be fixed on Adam's Family on September 12th. That's what I took from their post and their advertisement.
Yeah.
And I think that's what most everyone else is taking from it. But I see what you're saying. They're trying to cover themselves because maybe they're not confident. Maybe the breakthrough actually hasn't happened yet and they're still working on it. They think they're going to get there. I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. They're like, hey, it's been improved. We're going to release an update. It's better, but it's not fixed.
I like what K-Fox said tonight, though. He goes, don't rush into this. Wait it out. No reason to buy right now. Give it some time. Wait it out a little longer. Things are going to get better, and wait to see the proof of that, rather than them just telling you that.
Yep. I am eagerly awaiting to see their update videos because they also, in some of the posts they made, they said, hey, guys, we're going to release like before and after comparisons, and we're going to actually show you the milliseconds and measurements and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So like Kevin Clausen said, let's see a video first.
Mm-hmm.
So supposedly they're going to do that maybe next week. So I'll look forward to seeing those comparisons to see how much better it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go from there. All I can tell you is a lot of the VPX standalone games are running at less than 2 milliseconds in latency.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that, that seems impossible for AtGames is kind of shocking considering it works on their own hardware today.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can say is here's all they need to do. I think the majority of their customers would say that the Magic Pixel games, your Taito games, your Natural History, Dr. Seuss, Zakaria games, they all play acceptable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It has the normal level of flipper delay, which is essentially unnoticeable, and everyone enjoys playing those games.
Mm-hmm.
All they have to do is match how those games play. They don't have to like get all the way down to 2 milliseconds, right? Like just match what the Magic Pixel games how they perform, and everyone shuts up. No one's gonna give a crap. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it's over. The problem's gone. It's fixed. The word they don't want to use, right?
Yeah.
As long as they match the performance of the Magic Pixel games, all these people are gonna shut up, myself included, because I've been one of the most vocal people, so much so that that company, in my opinion, doesn't like me anymore because I've been vocal saying that people spent $1,500 on this machine plus $25 per game pack. They deserve to have a much better experience, right?
When you say they don't like you anymore, what do you mean by that?
Oh, I think there's no bones about it, in my opinion, that I don't think that they appreciate my content anymore. Just much like I'm sure they don't appreciate when other people make videos saying there's issues with their machines. You know what I mean?
I feel like they need to respect that, though. Like, if you're telling your viewers the truth and you're giving them the full picture, all the information, they need to respect that, not look at it as, oh, we're not going to work with them anymore because of that.
Yeah, I think opinions should be taken as opinions, and we all have a right to our opinions, and you can't get mad at other people's opinions. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like relax.
So we were looking at this calendar here last week, and maybe it was the week before too. This is the August, I'm sorry, calendar that released. And the only big thing that really stuck out to me on this calendar was the Jurassic World, which is going to come out on Wednesday. Are you going to buy that pack when it comes out?
No.
Okay. Are you buying any of these packs when they release?
No, I'm done. I'm waiting 5 weeks until these updates go through.
Got it. Okay. And then, so you're just playing the one that came with it, the Adams family. Do you have any other Zen tables you bought?
Yeah, I've bought in almost every pack except the DreamWorks pack because I just have no interest in Kung Fu Panda, Trolls, and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've since quit doing that. You're like limiting yourself on which ones you want to get.
Which packs would you buy, Biggie D?
Ones I would get right now would be none. I would probably avoid all of them until the fix is done. I would be playing OTG mode. I'd be playing like the other tables, like you said, like the Magic Pixel tables. And then I would be waiting for a fix or doing research on how to do this VPX stuff. It's called VPX, right?
VPX standalone?
VPX standalone. I'd be trying to learn how to do that.
Yeah, it's not going to be that hard. I think a lot of people are panicking for no reason.
I wouldn't be waiting week after week for a new Zen release and being happy about that new release and going out and buying it first thing. I'd be spending my time on other ways to enjoy that 4K until they fix the flipper lag. And that's something it sounds like they're going to be doing. I was very excited when I heard on Friday that they have like this breakthrough on the Zen tables and that there's going to be...
I was excited. I made a video, and it was the most positive AtGames video I've made in months. Because keep in mind, some people, if like there's like something going on where like maybe they have a bad experience with a company, and then what do? For the rest of their life, they try shitting and trying to bury that company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people do that, and that's happened in our space. There have been people who've gotten mad at a company and do everything they can to bury that company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why no YouTuber has the power to kill a company. I don't know. I don't know why people think they have that power, but you don't. But for example, despite my personal feelings about personal stuff, I still feel I've covered their stuff fairly. So if something good happened, I'd sing their praises, and if they did something stupid, I would say this is bad, right? So it was like the first positive video I got to make in a couple of months saying, guys, this is great news, man. They fixed it. And I'm so looking forward to not talking about it anymore because I have to talk about it all the friggin' time. And I'm so looking forward to not talking about it anymore. and I'm sure the community's tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, you'd want everything to be positive that you're discussing, but it can't always be because you're giving everyone the facts. But I saw from a poll I ran that most of our community wants this 4K pinball. They're most interested in what AtGames is doing with the 4K pinball table. That's what people want to hear about. That's what people want to potentially buy coming up. So I thought this news was huge for all of us that haven't bought one yet. If I wasn't moving soon, I would probably be very tempted to get one this weekend. But after watching K-Fox's show tonight, I think I would wait a little longer. I'd wait until September 12th, see what happens on the 12th, and then make my decision.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's a good thought process. I think that's a good way to go.
Now, another thing that's making it easier for us, buyers that are just getting into the 4K pinball, haven't bought yet, is that they started this premium line, this starter premium line, which is starting at a price of $1,099.
I don't want to talk about this.
You don't? Okay. Why not?
Next. Next.
Why don't you want to talk about it?
Oh, I'm not getting into it. It's a freaking headache trying to understand these sales, in my opinion.
It is. It can get confusing. Even for us as content creators, it can be hard to follow some of the stuff as it releases because it's very confusing. But just taking a look at this, these are the $10.99. This was the Wave 1. They're now on Wave 2. This is factory direct, so it's coming from China directly. You pay $100 shipping. You can get it for $1,099. And then they're adding the control panel artwork. And the only thing I really wanted to say on this, I know you didn't want to talk about it, but one thing I wanted to say is I don't understand why they're adding the control panel art when they're trying to lower the cost. Why are you giving someone something additional when this is supposed to be your entry point into it? Why are we getting extra features?
That artwork sticker probably cost them $3, in my opinion. That is not a statement. That is an opinion.
So yeah, I've heard that too, where people are saying it costs them $5 for the sticker, but it still adds cost. Also, I thought, they could cut out a few of the other things like the speaker grill covers with the ships and the cobwebs on there. And then also the builder's plate. They could have gotten rid of that. I was just trying to think of ways they could cut cost, reduce cost, and it seemed like there were still opportunities to do that, and they didn't do it. And
they could sell it with only 3 legs and have you just
or they could sell it without legs, right? They had the micro without legs.
Can you imagine that? Hey guys, we really want to help you save money. We're gonna take 1 leg away, but if you stack some boxes up on that one corner, it might be okay. That would be hilarious.
We are on Wave 2 this weekend, and it ends tomorrow. These are the discounts for anyone who is interested. $40 off Topper, $40 off SSF kit, $100 BOGO on the advanced features, which I still don't fully understand all that, where you're going to pay $200, but right now it's $100. And then 30% off pinball packs and Pinball Net. And I guess this will continue to decrease in the amount that you'll save each week. Like Wave 3 will go down to $30 until there's nothing off. It also ended up at Kohl's. We got news on that. I saw you made a community post on it. What do you think about them now being at Kohl's?
It's weird because once again you have to pull out the calculator to understand. Okay, Kohl's marked it up. They're saying they're giving you free shipping, but they marked up the price, which obviously covers that shipping charge, right? And you got to do the math. Does it work out to if I ordered from AtGames Direct versus Kohl's? Does it work out which one is the better deal? You'd have to pull out the calculator for that. So,
well, you'd have to use the Kohl's cash. You'd have to have something you'd have to buy at Kohl's. It would be a lot because it'd be $350 worth of Kohl's cash. And then if they're running a promotion, that can go over $500 in Kohl's cash that you would get. So I definitely think that's the route to go, is to get it from Kohl's if you can use the money. But then there's restrictions on how quick you have to use that. You can only use it within a time frame of 4 or 5 days, and they choose the days that it's available to be used. So it gets tough.
Well, I mean, look right here. It says if you had bought it when this popped up last week, it says it right here on the shot.
You can use it those days.
Look, August 12th
12th.
to 18th, which is today's the 18th, man. Your
Mm-hmm.
Kohl's Cash is no longer good. So, but then again, I don't know. Then again, that could have been this was the day this shot was taken. So I wonder if the Kohl's website says now, like, you have to use the cash within a week.
Yeah, I've got the listing here. I'm gonna pull it up because I found it interesting that the Kohl's Cash went away for a few days. There was like no Kohl's Cash.
So right here. So if you buy it, your Kohl's Cash timer starts tomorrow. If I bought it today, Kohl's Cash, I have to use it between the 19th and the 25th. So you have like 1 week after you buy it to go spend that Kohl's Cash.
Yeah.
So,
And it's, Kohl's, it's hard to spend $350 up to $500 in just a few days unless you're ready to buy something, like what you want already. So this could be good for you guys out there if you are planning on getting stuff that you need. Now, I heard some people say, well, go get another Arcade1up with that money. Go get an Arcade1up. Let's see which ones they have. I think they've got a pretty good selection of Arcade1ups. They got the head-to-head for $2.99, so you could get that essentially for free.
Are you allowed to use Kohl's Cash on this stuff?
You should be able to, yeah.
Wow.
So that may be useful for you guys. Like if you want the Arcade1up Golden Tee Deluxe, you could pretty much get it completely paid for with that Kohl's Cash.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I didn't know you could use the Kohl's Cash on like an arcade machine.
Yeah, so it's like you buy it there, you get a free, but you are paying the $200 extra.
For the boys out there, I think the best way to go is this. If you buy it from Kohl's, the best thing to do is to take that $340 in Kohl's Cash and immediately hand that over to your spouse and say, look, honey, I just spent $1,700 on a pinball machine, but here's $340. Go get yourself some dresses, some shirts, some blouses, some bras, whatever you want. That would be the best way to go. Just give them the Kohl's Cash, and they will love you for it. My wife, Melissa, would love me if I gave her the $340 in Kohl's Cash because she has the apps, like the Kohl's apps, and she's like all about coupons, and she knows when you can double stack shit. Like she'll make that $340 becomes $500, kind of like what you mentioned. I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah. So that's a win-win. I mean, you get what you want, the wife gets what she wants, and everyone wins. We were out at the Tilt Studios playing pinball, and she was shopping while we were at the arcade.
Yeah,
yesterday.
It was great. Melissa dropped us off at the arcade and then went shopping. Like Big ED and I were like little kids.
Like little kids get dropped off at the arcade.
I was telling Dan here. I was like, Dan, I think I might have to go soon. She might be picking me up soon. She dropped us off at the arcade and went walking around the mall shopping while we're playing pinball and stuff. It was pretty funny.
So we'll wrap up. I know you don't like to go real late, so we'll kind of wrap it up with this New Wave Toys talk. This is a good subject too, because I think this is coming up pretty soon. So we had Shiloh on my channel, and then he was on your channel. I was also a guest. I appreciate that, having me on there for that Zoltar. But when he was on my live stream, he had said that the next cabinet release is going to be from 1983, and I'd shown this graphic to him, and he had said it was one of these games on this graphic. And I think everyone knows what it is based on, what was it, San Diego Comic-Con around that weekend. They had released this image. And I think we all know it's Crystal Castles now. What do you think?
I agree. I agree with everyone's speculation that it's Crystal Castles.
Yeah, because there's only one other one that could be that uses that cabinet design, and that is in this video here too. So this is a good video to show off what these cabinets look like. What is that? Millipede uses the same cabinet design.
No one gives a shit about Millipede. It's going to be Crystal Castles.
Yeah, I think Centipede's great. People love Centipede, but I don't think Millipede did as well. So I think Crystal Castles is definitely the one they should do. And I just love the speakers on this. Like the artwork within the speakers, how they're placed, and how they're like enclosed in there. And there's like I love that. And then that'd be cool if they give us like a light up trackball with the Replicade, that would be cool. And if they can do Glenn's control panel, their trackball stick, and make a Crystal Castles one, and like let's say if you buy the Golden Tee one, it'll work with the Crystal Castles. I think all that would be really cool.
Yes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this announcement. I can't wait to see this thing. So I mean, it'll be the only way you see somebody release a Crystal Castles arcade. Yeah, it's only going to be this tall, guys. It's only going to be this tall, 12 inches tall. But still, like, no other company is going to release it besides New Wave Toys. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
You know, because think about it, retailers really aren't going to sell it. New Wave Toys, they sell these things direct. So,
and they're going to do it perfect too. I know it's going to be like a work of art, and it's going to look just like the original.
Yeah, you're not going to get a Crystal Castles from Arcade1up. It's just not happening, guys. So, yeah, I mean, if you really are a big fan of that game, you know, it'll be a cool collectible to have in your home. Hopefully that's the one. I mean, I think it's like 98% certain that it's going to be that.
Mm-hmm. How are you liking your Zoltar?
Oh, I love it. I don't know where it is right now. I think it's on the floor behind me. I love it. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, mine was great. I'm still going to do my review. I'm a little late on that. I need to get that started and finished. But I did have a little issue with mine. The chain around the neck, it went over his head during shipment, and it's back behind his back somewhere.
Just
you can't even see it.
And fix it.
Have you opened yours up?
No, I haven't opened mine because mine arrived perfect.
Okay. I know Shiloh was saying don't open them. Like he didn't like the idea of us opening them, not without them giving us some instruction on that first.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to open, you email our customer service and they'll send you the instructions. It's like having a ticket open.
Mm-hmm.
But really, if that's the only thing wrong with your machine, I'm not going to tell anybody. It's not like we're live on the internet right now. Grab a freaking screwdriver, open up the back of the thing, move the guy's necklace, close it up, move on with your life. Come on, let's go.
I think it's perfect. Other than that, Have
you tried holding it upside down to get the necklace?
I have. I've tried to do that, and it's stuck. It's stuck behind him. It's like there's no way to get it. And you know what's funny is when I was taking it out of the box, I could hear it moving around, and I was like, "Oh, I already know something's not right."
It sucks when that happens to people, but I mean, I got lucky. You know, this one I just gave away, this extra one that they sent me for review.
Yeah, you did a giveaway.
I just gave it away, and I haven't opened it, so whoever gets it gets to open it. And hopefully there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like, if there is, it's still, even though it's a giveaway, it's still covered by the New Wave Toys warranty. But still, it stinks. I mean,
everything else works on it though, that's it's still getting enjoyment out of it. It's just like my OCD, seeing that glue on his chest and not having the necklace. It's just
Hollywood Polo. How was your day? Good to see you, Hollywood Polo.
But I'm looking forward to what they got coming next. This Crystal Castles. I like the Zoltar. I think it's really cool that they were trying something different and did that. But I think I most enjoy their classic arcade cabinets, like when they do those, because they just do such a great job with them. And then that's also what we follow and enjoy and we're fans of, are classic arcade games. So that's, I think what they should focus on. Obviously, you want to expand your business and do other things, but I think that's what they do the best.
You can't blame them for doing Zoltar, guys. Zoltar is paying the bills right now.
Yeah.
Zoltar is paying the bills for them right now the same way that Coke fridge is paying the bills for them. Like, in my opinion, Zoltar is going to be their biggest selling product of all time because it's not going to be a limited release. It is something that, as retailers request it, it's going to be made and sent out. And, like, dude, that Coke machine, those mini fridges, they sold a shit ton of them from what I'm hearing. So
yeah, those things are a hot item right now. And if you have the new Coke machine, they are worth about double what they were originally already. And I have mine on eBay right now for $265.
It's kind of like Arcade1up releasing Pac-Man. Like, as much as we hate to see it, like, here comes the next announcement, they're releasing Pac-Man again. Pac-Man pays the bills. Pac-Man finances other things to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the Coke machine and Zoltar and some of the other like goofy stuff New Wave Toys doesn't appeal to you, keep in mind, guys, it's paying their bills. You know what I mean? Zoltar's a hit. They've had Shiloh confirmed. They've had a number of retailers reaching out to them, placing orders. Dude, we might actually see this Zoltar thing in stores. Like, I don't know what store it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be Walmart, Sam's Club. Hell, it could be Walgreens for all I know, right? You're going to walk in and see a freaking Zoltar, bunch of them on the shelf. Like, Zoltar's huge, man. It's a hit. So,
yeah, that was a good decision for them to make those. And for them to be able to figure that out and make that happen was incredible.
Yeah.
There was a lot of work going on behind the scenes to make that happen. Just a couple other things. We have the pinball coming. Have you heard anything on the new pin, the mini pin?
Are you talking about that black hole thing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just going to be a decoration anyway. It's non-functional, so I wouldn't even like be too worried about it. It's just a decoration.
Yeah, and then the cigarette machine that hadn't come out yet either, has it?
No, it hasn't come out yet, but they've posted some updates saying like they're doing their final tooling and testing, and they'll be shipped soon. So New Wave Toys does a good job of putting updates in their Facebook groups and via email, letting people know where their stuff is at. I wish some other home arcade companies would do what they do when it comes to at least transparency. You know what I mean? And keeping their customers aware.
I know they're busy working on something because we haven't heard much from New Wave Toys except for that Crystal Castles teaser around San Diego Comic-Con. But for the last few weeks, they've been really quiet. So I think that means something big is coming. And obviously that's that Crystal Castles. But they also have another announcement he said would be coming at the end of this year as well, before the end of the year.
Yeah, I hope they do another announcement too. Like maybe they'll announce another 1980s replicate.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how some of their like diehard fans are like, "Oh my god!" Like all they need to do is release this stuff, but they don't realize these stupid things like the BMX bikes that are coming out, the cigarette dispensers, Zoltar, the animatronics. Like, guys, this stuff is helping New Wave Toys grow and succeed. Like, you can't be mad about it. If you're not interested, don't buy it. If all you want are the little mini arcade machines, just be patient. They'll come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So just to finish up the stream, you got anything you want to share with the audience? Anything coming up on the channel that they want to hear about?
I thought we were going for 2 hours. That's what you told me.
We can. I'm more than willing to go 2 hours. That's what I normally do.
I can't do 2 hours. I can't do 2 hours. I'm exhausted, man. Hopefully people don't assume I was grumpy tonight. Biggie D and I had so much fun hanging out yesterday. And
yeah, we had a really good time. It was fun. We need to do more of that.
Yeah, Biggie D and I plan on going to one of our favorite arcades out here in Arizona. Is called Starfighters Arcade out in Mesa, Arizona. Now, Starfighters Arcade is really cool because unlike a lot of other arcades that nowadays when you walk in and you see pinball machines, what do you guys see? Stern pinball machines.
Mm-hmm.
Any place that has pinball, all they have are the latest and greatest Stern pinball machines, right?
They may have like a few of the older ones, or maybe like one or two of the older ones.
To give you a great example, Biggie D and I went to Tilt Studios yesterday. Tilt Studios has nothing but the last 10 years worth of Stern pinball machines and then one Adams family. And that's it. The old Williams Adams family.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. What we love about Starfighters Arcade, when you walk in there, they have hundreds of pinball machines. And guess what? They're all the great pinball machines from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. And also they do have a couple of the older, like Gottlieb ones, but like all the great pins from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s are in there. It's not just a row of frickin' Stern pinball machines with plastic sharks on it.
Yeah, they advertise themselves as a retro arcade.
Right.
Like they want the 80s, they want the 90s in there, even like the 70s, and they want to honor the arcade machines from like, the history of them and all that. And they keep these things in working condition. Very few are not working or, got a sign on them saying they're out of order. Like you may find one or two, but for the most part, they're all working. And it's a group thing for them. Everybody from all over the city comes and helps them. keep that place up and running. And it's a team effort, and I love that arcade. Can't wait for us to go check it out. They got a whole new section now that they just opened. It's like double the size it was before.
Yeah.
And they got a bunch more arcades. They got like double the amount of arcades they had before.
Yeah, man. And that is another reason why I want to go. I want to check out whatchamacallit. I want to see what new pinball and arcade machines they've added now that it's twice the size it used to be. And it was a pretty good size before. I mean, they had a couple hundred machines before, so now we're talking now we're talking what? Are they pushing 400 or 500 machines? I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, one of the only things that I didn't like about Starfighters was how small it was and how crowded it got. Yeah. But now that they've doubled the amount of room and places to play arcades, it should be a lot more room to move around and more enjoyable now.
And also, Starfighters Arcades has the Mad Planets arcade machine that I want to buy.
And that one's in like perfect condition too.
It's in perfect condition. And of course, they have it right next to the Cubert machine, as you should, because they're both Gottlieb arcades. But when we go there, Biggie D, I'm going to go up to the manager and be like, look, I want to buy your Mad Planets arcade. Let's work out a deal. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, that would be cool for you to get one because you've got the Cubert now, and that would be like the only one that you...
I would just love to
you would need to get.
Planets. I really want a Mad Planets arcade machine, so it's on my list.
I'm going to share the link. I saw someone in the chat asking about my New Wave toys that's for sale. I'd advertised this on my last stream. I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat for you guys. So if you want to check it out, I got it listed at $265, which I think is fair because...
Wait, what are you selling?
It is a New Wave Toys New Coke replica vending machine, steel sealed, brand new.
So you're trying to sell that for money, Biggie? You're hustling?
Yeah, so they sent... Okay, so here's what they did. They sent me the Ghost and Goblins, and they sent me the New Wave Toys for... one was for review, one was for a giveaway. So what I did is I did a review on the Ghost and Goblins, and instead of giving away the new Coke machine, I bought actually gave the audience the poll. I said, what do you want to give away? Do you want to give a new Coke machine away, or do you want to give a Ghost and Goblins away? Everyone chose the Ghost and Goblins, and I wanted to keep the Ghost and Goblins they sent me. So I bought one, and I gave that away, and I kept the new Coke machine, never opened it, still sealed, and I'm going to sell it. Because they're going for $280, $295 sealed right now.
And because of that, guys, Biggie D is coming in undercharging those guys $265. This new Coke machine could be yours today. And think about it, guys. If you buy this new Coke machine, Biggie D will have $265, and he will still not buy any new Arcade1up machines.
Well, I'll buy that Midway Classics if it's $300.
Because Biggie D be like, hey, man, I was only out $35.
We just got another $2 super chat from Kevin. He says, Biggie is a hustler. I fuck with Biggie. Well, I appreciate the $2, Kevin. That's huge on helping the channel. And always like to see Kevin in the chat, but really appreciate the $2. Let's do one more super chat video for Kevin here.
Yeah. Carl. Oh my goodness, these super chat videos are...
What did Carl say?
Carl's like, well, you sold Biggie D a cab I got for free. Yeah, but I cut him a good deal on it.
So yeah, Carl O won the Ghost and Goblins in my giveaway, and he's saying he sold his. But
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's part of the fun though. Like I can't blame him for that. That's part of the fun of these. Is it's not just the playability of them, but also the collector value.
I have done thousands of dollars of giveaways. Every time I hit a milestone, I do these big milestone subscriber giveaway streams. I've given away thousands of dollars of merchandise, and I have no doubt, Biggie D, that some people received the stuff and then sold it. I have no doubt they did. Hey,
So
man.
Jason's saying I need to lower my price by about $10, maybe even a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, Goofy's saying he just bought it. Well, that'd be cool. If you bought it, Goofy, that'd be awesome.
I don't think he did. I'm going to pull up the listing right now.
But yeah, I'll send it out to you immediately.
It's still available. He didn't.
I may have to approve it, though. Maybe there's like some approval. I've actually never sold anything on eBay, so I don't even really know what I'm doing.
It says add to watch list. It doesn't say before I could actually do buy it now.
Oh, okay.
I think this item is out of stock. Goofyfoot bought it.
Very cool. Thank you, Goofy. That's awesome. You're going to be happy. It's brand new, steel sealed. I still got the outer box, the cardboard box, and I even got the outer shipment box that came in. So, I'll put it all back the way I got it and send it to you.
Guys, how about a big shout out, give a fist bump, firm handshakes in the live chat to Goofyfoot for freeing this machine from Biggie D's house. Way to go, Goofyfoot. That's
You'll no longer see it behind me in the streams anymore.
You know, and the other funny thing too is when you receive it, Goofyfoot, I guarantee you when you open this up, you'll have noticed that Biggie D swapped out the new Coke for the old Coke. And he's hoping you keep it sealed in box just in case.
I've got 100% eBay rating, and there's a reason for that. I'm a very good eBay shopper and seller, so don't expect anything other than what you are getting in that ad.
Great job, man. You sold that live on air. Good job, Goofyfoot. Congratulations on your old new Coke machine.
But yeah, I've got everything ready to go for you, Goofy. I'll send that out soon. I also did free shipping too, so that's all included in that price.
But, I'm glad we had this conversation because I've been so busy doing flooring today. You just reminded me that tomorrow I need to go to the post office and drop this off for the guy who won this on my channel. So thanks for the reminder. I get scatterbrained sometimes.
Yeah, you've been busy. Well, I'm looking forward to what you got coming up. I know you probably got a lot of videos that you're going to be working on. I know you're backlogged, so I'm looking forward to all that content when it hits.
This is going to get you excited, Biggie D. Probably the next product I'm reviewing is by a certain company called My Arcade.
Oh, really? Very cool.
I'm not going to say what it is.
I'm excited for that because I know that like when My Arcade, the news came out around CES. Like you didn't talk about it much, and I couldn't understand. Like, is there something you had against them, or you didn't like what they were doing?
I never really been a fan of My Arcade because they sell those little $20, $25 cheap plastic arcade machines.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, they're kind of garbage. Like, if I'm gonna buy these things, I want them to be like Numbskull, New Wave Toys quality, right?
Mm-hmm.
But My Arcade also has come out with some other products that aren't those. Mm-hmm. And I bought one and I plan on reviewing it. And hopefully I'll change my mind about that company. We'll see how it goes.
Here's Goofy's New Wave, Coke machine. Can
we make sure that new is not like a sticker you added later? We need to verify that this is a legit product.
No, it's for sure the new Coke machine. That's the one you want to get too, because that's the one that they're not making again. They've made the Coke machine again, but they're never coming back with that. So that'll only go up in value.
Yeah. So I'm going to review it and tell you what I think of it. That'll probably be my next product review. But I also got to do.
It can't be the cool stuff they got coming though. The Atari Game Station Remix and the Atari Game Station Portable. All that's not even out yet.
What does that mean? YouTubers
like
get that stuff early all the time.
Gen X Grown Up got the mold for the portable.
YouTubers get that stuff all the time, Biggie D. That's all I'm saying.
That would be really cool. I'm really interested in what they got coming.
It's not one of those.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
No, it's not one of those, but
I bet it's one of those little Tetris handhelds.
Calm down. Can I make my video?
I'm just guessing, but looking forward to it. Whatever it is, I enjoy your content, and I enjoy hearing your opinion on this stuff because everyone's got their opinions, and you point out a lot of stuff that other people miss. So I like that.
Well, I mean, but I make mistakes too, just like the next person. You know what I mean? So we all have our own style. It all depends on when it comes to content creators. If a bunch, think about it this way, guys. There are literally about 10,000 Nintendo Switch YouTube channels out there, or channels that cover the Nintendo Switch. And you probably only watch 2 or 3 of them because you really like the person presenting the information.
Or I may have never even heard of these other people. They may have never come up on my feed or something. Maybe I do like them.
Right. So there's these, you probably only watch 2 or 3 people when it comes to am I going to look to for that review on that Nintendo game, right? And that's because you really identify and you like the person, whether it's their presentation, whether it's their production quality, whether it's their personality. So we all do things differently. You know what I mean? So some people, there's a lot of people out there that hate my style. They hate PDubs.
How can you hate PDubs?
Well, they do. And then there's people out there that hate Big ED. You know what I mean? But then there's people out there that love Big ED. There's people out there that love PDubs, and those are the people that we make these videos for, ain't there, right, Dan? So.
Yeah. I feel like if you're genuine and you talk about the stuff you really enjoy, people are going to watch because that's what they want to see. They want to see, what are you really interested in? What do you really like? And that's why I think Shills gets so much criticism is people don't like that. When people are just, trying to get you to buy something. It's not about, you enjoying that or your enjoyment of that.
That's true. I appreciate you letting me come on. Big ED and I had a small beef, but like adults, we squashed that beef, and we've been buddy ever since. I've enjoyed talking to Big ED every day, and
yeah, it was like we didn't talk for a period of time. We were a little bit upset with each other, but it was like as soon as we started hanging out and talking again, it was like none of that happened, and it was like we were back where we were before. So
all you gotta do is hug it out, man. I mean, I wish a lot more people in this home arcade community would just hug it out. Just reach out and touch someone, man. It'll make you feel better.
Life's short, and you should spend the time enjoying your life and enjoying the company of others rather than bringing it all down or trying to.
You got beef with someone? Give them a hug. And what do you know? I mean, shit, we're only covering video games here. Like, we're not covering, like, end-of-the-world type stuff. You know what I mean? So, but thanks so much for having me on. Make sure you guys subscribe to Big ED. You don't have to subscribe to me. Subscribe to Big ED. And we'll go
I appreciate everyone who joined us tonight, guys. Everyone who made it in the chat. Everyone who was watching who didn't chat. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Hope you guys have a good start to your week tomorrow morning. Make it a good week. And make sure to stay tuned in to PDubs and I. We got some content coming for you guys. And we'll see you in the next one. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.